Hello, and this evening we're going to be interviewing Miss D, and we're going to just be talking about some things that she might be wrestling with right now. And first, Miss D, I just want to let you know that this interview is confidential, and it's only going to be used for training purposes for my class. So only my teacher and maybe other members of my class are going to be able to see it, and it's like a real small class. And if you'd like a copy, I could make a copy for you when we're done. And after it's done, it will be destroyed if you would like to. And so we'll go ahead and begin. So first I want to ask you, I understand that you've kind of like because you injured your ankle a while back. And, I know that put some difficulties on you. So I just wanted to ask you a few questions about what type of problems have you been having? I'm thinking mainly like when you're traveling, driving, when you're going from place to place. What type of problems do you have, or what type of difficulties do you have in trying to drive around or get around from place to place?
I do have many difficulties in regards to my ambulating from home to work, or to simply going to the grocery store, because I do have a major bone that's broken in my foot. I find it difficult to walk, and really not supposed to be putting any pressure on it, but you have to. I had to return to work a week after I broke my foot instead of taking the proper time off to let it heal, and because of that, I'm having issues with not being able to heal just because of the position and the particular bone that was broken in my foot.
Yes, I definitely understand how that is, because I had like an injury myself a while back with my knee, and I had that surgery, so I definitely understand how hard it could be to get around. Like now me as a man, there's certain things, I like to feel more independent doing, like going shopping and doing different things like that, and being able to carry my own bags. So, I know, like, I wanted to ask you, like, doing an interview, if you were, actually speaking with a real professional counselor, do you think it would be a problem for you to talk to a counselor that was a man or woman?
I don't have any issues with gender.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Unless it comes to gynecological issues, but anything other than that.
Okay, I understand. Well, hey, let me ask you. I know you said that, when you injured your foot, you still had to work. So do you have anyone that could, like, come into your home? Anyone like family, friend, that could maybe come into the home and do some things for you? You think?
I do have my family support, but being the person that I am, I'm an independent person and would rather do it myself. So just take the extra time to accomplish my goal.
Okay, I understand. So, you have an injury, and it does give you some difficulty doing things, but you do have family that are willing to help, but you want to feel more independent.
Exactly.
Well, hey, I definitely understand that. Well, let me ask you a question. I know that you do have some problems at times, but are there any days or any times when you feel like the problem with your foot is not as bad as on other days?
Not really. It's about the same every day. The only day that I do have to not really worry about my issue is on Mondays. My day's off. And that's the day that I take the rest and not do anything. I don't put any undue pressure on it, or I don't go anywhere unless I absolutely have to, or just try to recoup on that day. I know one day recoup out of 7 is not enough, but it's more than nothing.
Okay, I understand. So on that one day, Monday, sounds like you do get that one chance to rest, and you don't have to walk around on your leg, and you get a chance to rest yourself from work. So that sounds, pretty good. I definitely understand, because I definitely enjoy my weekends off too.
I don't know what that is.
So the weekend,
I'm always working.
So it's just that one day that you have off. So it looks like I understand that's a pretty busy schedule. I definitely understand that. I remember having a schedule like that back in the past. So, but let me ask you, if you could wake up tomorrow and you could have this problem taken care of, what would that day be like? What would that day be like?
It would be the best day in the world, because having a broken foot and not being able to do the things in the manner in which you used to do them is a real problem. And to have my unrestricted mobility back would be the happiest day.
All right. So, well, let me ask you that. That sounds good. So that means that if you could, you would want that problem to be fixed. So,
Sure.
Let me ask you, if that problem was taken care of, what would be some of the things that you would do? What would be some of the activities that you would like to
be able to take this boot and throw it past the moon? That would be one thing. Just wearing the boot and not being tired all the time, because the walking boot is really heavy and you're not used to being restricted. And I don't know.
So what I'd like to do, what I think we can do, if you'd like to, we could make a plan on what would be the best way to get you to that day when your foot is miraculously fixed. And we could talk about it, making like a plan, trying to make like little small goals at a time. And I think that, with a few sessions, of talking, we might be able to, well, not might, but I think that we will be able to figure out a good plan of how to help you get back on your feet, as to say, since you do have that injury. And but right now, I think that because you are the type of person that's independent, and you still continued working, it sounds like you have you're the type of person that has a lot of determination. And I think that even though you don't really want too much assistance on your family, it's a good thing that you do have like a lot of family as assets, as people who would be able to help you if you really truly did need it.
I do have that in place, but that's just not my personality. I'd rather do it myself.
Okay, all right. Well, I think that sounds good. Well, I think as long as you don't have any serious problems, I think that that's definitely a good way to try to handle it and be independent about it. I think that that's definitely a good way to do it. So what you'd like to do, if you'd like to, you could come back and, we can have another session, or even if you want to, I have like some instructors, they'd be glad to assist you. And but because it's an injury, and I don't think, it's not something that's going to be permanent, so after a while it's going to be healed. So I think that we will definitely be able to work out a plan to help you get back on your feet and without having too much more stress.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, well, hey, I do thank you for your time. And once again, this is confidential, only be shared between me, the teacher, and my class. Can be destroyed after it's been graded if you'd like to, and I could also get you a copy of it if you'd like to.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time, and you have a very good week.
We do the same.
Goodbye.